Hello, good morning everybody. Welcome into the stream. I'm your host, Tahoe Anime. What are you laughing at?
Tahoe.
Dreamer's laughing at me already. We're not even 7 minutes in, she already laughing at me. 3 seconds into the stream, giggling at me. It is what it is. Hello, welcome everybody. We've got a shorter stream today. We're just going to be doing a 2-hour stream. Which reminds me, I need to go post about or put that on live thing. Majiggy. I wish they had a better way to do this on Blue Sky. Twitch.tv/Tahoe and nothing. Hey, that works. We're going to do 2-hour streams. We're going to end about 11 o'clock. Go live. Perfect. That should do it. Yay, okay. Yeah, so we'll do a shorter stream today. It is the end of the school year, so we are down to only having minimum days as my daughter does her finals. Actually, my son should be on his way home here shortly because he's done with his finals on his last day of high school ever. So he is graduating and be done. He'd be going on to college. So Dreamer's already crying in the background. That didn't take much. But today on the stream, what we've got, I've got a couple ideas planned out. We've got our weekly video running over in the right hand corner, but we're not, if I've got time, we'll go through and we'll talk about that. We've also got, oh shoot, what was the other thing? Oh, Kidlit Thursday was yesterday. So we can go through and look at all of the artwork from that as well. If we have time, we're going to do that at the end as well. One of the two, maybe both if we can get both of them in, but yeah. But the main thing that we're going to do today, let's get rid of this, bring up this. We got more books in. So a few weeks ago, we had our delivery of 175 books that we had ordered, and we went through live on stream, looked through all the books, checked them all out, made sure that they were doing okay. We found about 75 of them had pretty severe misprints, pretty bad glue problems that were actually tearing pages apart in the middle of the books. So I was able to get in contact with Ingram Spark, our printer, send them some pictures, actually sent them the video of the stream live so that they could review it. And they were like, yeah, those are definitely not up to our standards and quality. So they were able to go through and reprint all of the books. And I've got an event literally happening tomorrow that I was needing these books for. So they were able to print them quick and ship them really fast. I think they did 2-day shipping on this. So they were kind enough to do all of that at their expense and get it to me before my event. So I appreciate that, and I'm glad that worked out that way. So, but we are going to do the same thing we did last time. We're going to go through, open up every single box, look through every single book, make sure that they're all in good condition, and note any issues, problems. We'll do that live here on stream. Hopefully we've got 2 hours. Hopefully we'll be able to get through all 75 books that we've got here. It's about 4 boxes, 5 boxes. The little one kind of doesn't count because it's only got a couple in it, but yeah, we're going to go through and do all that. So let's get started. All right, not too bad so far. Color looks good on the cover here. Got a little bit of a bow to it. Doesn't want to like hold closed right there. That's all right. That's minor. make sure none of the pages are glued together. That was a pretty big. Color looks great. No problems there. Hopefully I'll be able to get this done within the first hour. We'll try. We'll do a little bit of more of a speed run style. Now, because I want them all to be on the stream. So that one's good. I think we're gonna have some better luck on these. I think they've gone through and done a better job on these ones. So that one's a little iffy right there. That one's really weird. And all right. Weird little glue snafu there, but that's not bad. The main thing is that they're not tearing each other apart. I'd love for them to see these videos and review it and look at their processes and see what's going on. Wishful thinking. Cool, that one looks good. Had that one little minor issue. Inside cover is looking good. A little bit of weird there. The main glue down page is a little weird. Okay, looks good. Back looks good. Sweet. So our mini box, all good there. On to our next box. One over so we can work on this. So the book number ones were the ones we had the most issue with, where I think no, it was book number 3 that we had the hole directly through one of the pages. But yeah, we had 40 of book number 1 that were unusable. Essentially, they were tearing themselves apart in the middle. So this is why we have the biggest stack of book number 1s, is because I had ordered 50 of them and 40 of them came damaged. So hoping these are better. Color looks good, nice and smooth, no problems, no glue, no tearing, no misalignment, no miscuts on any of that stuff. Edges look good. That's a good sign. First one is good. So far, so good. That's a good sign. I like that. We were running into issues within the first two books last time. So the fact that we don't have that problem is really nice. Everything looks good. Pages are in order. Very nice. Yeah, I will be going through every single book, so just good quality control. Perfect. Another good one. All good signs. All good signs so far. I can't imagine writing a novel with like 600 pages, and I guess you would just have to trust that they were okay or in good condition. Because I don't know if you're going to check all 600 pages of a novel. 32 pages for a kid's book, that's doable. I know one of the authors that's going to be at the book fest this weekend, they were showing me their book last month, and it had some pages that were sticking together in their novel. So, but that was because of, there's one. Similar thing. There were, they had the sprayed edges. So a 600 page, 700 page book, you can do sprayed edges around the outside, and that was causing a lot of stickage. So we've got that same problem that we ran into last time, where some of the pages on the very end glued together a little bit of damage, little bits of damage right there in that corner. Maybe a speck of glue fell in there. Nothing to worry about on that. Compared to the other ones where we're tearing holes bigger than a quarter, that was problematic. So those are the things we're looking for, making sure that they don't happen consistently and it's not causing bigger problems, and that the product is still sellable. Okay, that one's good. Color looks great. I saw somebody was talking online, because I'm part of several different groups, including the Ingram Spark Facebook group, and they were still shocked that Ingram does not print their pages for their picture books on photo paper. They just they print it on, it's thicker paper, but it's not laminated or glossy or anything like that, and they don't have a glossy option. Even the premium, because this is one step below their premium color option, it's still not a glossy like most kids books are. It's not protected in any way, so we're still kind of surprised that that's not a option that we can have. Not a paper type that we can get our stuff printed in. So very interesting. Perfect. Very nice. Good. I'm doing a very quick scan with my eyes across all of these, just making sure that nothing else is problematic. I can do fairly quick scans. Good. Cutting is still good. Much better than the last ones. Good. I think the question comes down to, like, how many of them do you have to check before you're like, oh, they're all good. I would say check them all. I'm going to check them all, but some people might not want to do or spend the time to do that kind of thing, so it just depends. think if I'm quiet, that's a good thing, though. I'm not talking a bunch during the stream. That means I'm not running into any problems, which is a good thing. How many are good so far? So far, everyone is good. We have not run into a single problem yet. We've got 75 books to go through, and so these are the reprints from the last time when they messed up the 75 of the different copies. So they were able to get them printed, get them shipped to me before my event tomorrow, which is what I was hoping for. So I said at the top of the episode here, I'm appreciative of that, and but I'm still going to be diligent in making sure that everything is good so far. We don't have any issues. Hell yeah, that's correct. I think they just have, so they must have several different departments that print. They must just have one of them that was having a problem, a hard time. Caused all those issues last time. I'm not running into anything at the moment. We had one page that was stuck together, but it was nothing. So it was just right at the corner, the tip of the iceberg. Good. I got Guardian rank 9 yesterday after we got through Derealized. We blast through the next rank. Nice. Yeah, because a bunch of that is retroactive, right? Things that we've already probably had completed. Oh, is Sage on? Did I just see that right? Hey, our friend Sage is on streaming too. Sweet. I'm gonna put the chat right here next to me. Mainly had to do a couple Grandmaster stuff with certain modifiers. It was cake. Yeah. I'm just glad you guys were able to get through Derealized and I got to watch it. It's not a bad mission. It feels like, even though it's hard one and you end up having lives expire at the end, like, it's not bad. It really is a challenge, which is good. It just, you have to be willing to spend the time to do the challenge and get through it and fail a couple times and make adjustments, and like, it actually makes you work for it, which is good. It's just the timer. Fuck the timer. I think it's the stupid shocking, the having to move around constantly. That's annoying. The timer thing, I don't think it would be as annoying if you weren't being zapped every 2 seconds. Like that modifier is a dumb modifier. I can deal with timers. Can't deal with timers and having to, if I'm always on the lowest amount of health because I'm not moving and I can just be one shot, that's problematic. Sweet. We are almost one box done. No, I think the ones that had timers on them, like when we were doing the whisper and stuff like that, where if you didn't complete it within the timer, then it would reset you, would send you back to orbit. That type of timer I don't like, because that punishes you for not being fast. And sometimes, especially when there were like roadblocks in set up to slow you down. That was like a forced back to orbit kind of thing. Sweet. Box number 1 done. I'll move my stuff too far. It'll I got my battery up there. As a hunter, I don't mind, but I get it. These are very well packed. I have to give them that. All right. Haven't seen any of these yet. Blue ones. Those look good. We don't have any cutting issues on these, which is nice. Printing looks really good, nice and flat. Not a lot of lines in it. Color looks good. No problems with glue. Cover looks good. A little sticky on the back, but that can be cleaned up. That's not bad. Okay, that one looks good. I feel like I'm skipping pages here. Okay, that one looks good. So far, so good. I think they took their time with these and really did a good job. I wonder if they actually checked each one to make sure that they were in good condition. It was interesting because instead of shipping all 5 boxes to me at one time, they shipped 2 boxes and they came on Wednesday, and then they shipped me 3 boxes that came on Thursday. So it wasn't one big order, it was 2 separated ones. So that was quite interesting. Okay, so that's kind of what we were running into last time. Just a little bit of glue right there at the top corner. Yeah, you can see it's right there, a little piece of glue, and it's caused a little bit of damage here on this corner. You can get it in there. A little bit of damage there. Still within tolerable. I might put that one aside. Put that one aside. That's minimal for damage, so. Nobody's gonna be mad at that one. Sounds good. Yeah, I want to know what their acceptable percentage is for issues. I'd love to know that. If anybody has any friends that work at Ingram Spark and they would like to come on and talk about any of this stuff, I'd be happy to talk to them. I'd love to know the process, the setup for everything. Good. Okay, good. Good. How's it going on your Friday, Alex? You working hard or hardly working? Working through BS? Yeah. Did you say you work at the Hyundai dealership or the Honda dealership? I can't remember which one it was. And if it's a Hyundai one, then I have a question. Hyundai? Okay, so Hyundai, I don't know the make and the model of it, but Hyundai makes a vehicle. I've seen it around in town before that when the blinkers are turned on, they're at the bottom of the back of the vehicle, like just above the tires. That's where the turn signal from on the back of them. That is terrible. That's a terrible design. Tucson, is that what it is? Ugh. I hate it. That is the worst placement to put your blinkers on. I hate it too. Every time I'm driving behind one of them, especially in like the Tacoma, which is, it's not a very tall vehicle, but it's a slightly taller And if I would have kept my Tacoma, whatever the one with the special hood scoop on it is, the hood intake, I don't think I would have been able to see it. Like I can hardly see it in my Tacoma as is. So those blinkers are in the worst spot. And changing them sucks. Oh. Is it just because it's right next to the tire and everything else? There's a bunch of junk in the way, or it's because they integrated it into the bumper and that's a pain in the butt as it is. The bumpers are terrible. Yeah, I don't know who greenlit that idea, but man, that is a problem. That is a problem awaiting a lawsuit. So far, so good. We're almost down to the bottom of our second box here, so good signs so far. Definitely feels like they took their time with these ones. They have to be swapped out from underside of the bumper. Yeah, that's what I thought. Dreamer got rear-ended at one point. It wasn't a big bump, but it was enough that it popped out the little camera sensors on the back of her bumper, and I had to go under there with some double stick tape and put the camera back in, and getting your arm up in there sucks just to get it placed again. So I understand those bumpers are terrible. They're not meant to be messed with. They're definitely not made to get your arm up in. Let's just say that. A little off on the printing there, but that's okay. Right. So far, so good. Also, I want to throw out there for the rest of the car manufacturers, give us a manual override for certain things. In my wife's car, in her RAV4, it has the automatic windshield wipers. Let me override that. Let me put the speed that I want and the amount that I want. If I want it on automatic, I can leave it on automatic. But god dang it, let me have all the adjustments from the old school manual version too. Let me bypass the auto wipers somehow. She kept running into an issue where the sensor wasn't attaching to the glass correctly, and so then when it rained, it wouldn't sense anything and it wouldn't turn on the windshield wipers. So, but there was no. You could either you could switch it to fast mode, and that was it. And there was no other like slow, medium, or high or anything like that. It was either automatic or just on full bore, which is like, that's kind of silly. And no way to manually change it. those ones are good. Neat. All right. To the next box. Put this here so we're still in our camera range. We'll get rid of that for now. Just toss it out of the way. Good. A little bit of stress and strain right there in the corner. Not too bad though. Like they overexpanded it. You know how sometimes when you like take a book and you open it like super wide or bend it backwards on itself, it causes that crease. It kind of looked a little bit like that. I want perfection. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, so we're running into the miscut stuff here again. You can see just a little bit of a line at the top there. So their cutter was off again by a little bit. It's within 1/16 of an inch. Getting a little bit bigger there. Just about, it's not every page. You can see it there a little bit more. Not on this one, a little bit on that one, not much on that one. It's like back and forth, like they got the alignment off just a hair. That one looks fine, or the printing is off. Can't tell which one. Printing or cutting. One of the two. That one's fine. Cut that one fine. We'll put that as a maybe as well. We've got two maybes so far. You can see the little cut. It's got a little bit. You can see just a hair, but it's not noticeable enough. That one I could definitely notice. A little bit more noticeable. Definitely noticeable there. It's very light. Just a very slight alignment issue with the cutting. I think that one's okay. No, that one's pretty bad. If it's over like 1/8 of an inch, that's too much. Like 1/16 of an inch, I could probably live with. Man. Yeah, it's just about every page. You can see it's just a little white cut at the top that they left there. That one, you can definitely tell it on the brown one. Same book, just about every page. The black one, you can definitely. Yeah. Not ideal. I want the maybe as well. Yeah, like that one. That's way too much. That's 1/8 of an inch. They got the cutting way off again. Dang, man. That's way too much. Ah, shoot. Yeah. Every page. It has nothing to do with the design, nothing to do with the files that I uploaded. That is 100% a cutting error. Because we have several books that don't have that problem. Some are better than others. Some are... Man. I wish it was less noticeable. Dreamer, will you look at those and tell me what you think of those? Mitsubishi? What about a Mitsubishi? Last one out of that box. Yeah, see, we're already got. Already got a line there. It's not a good sign. The thing is like everything else is good, just the cut is bad. Like you can, hopefully you can see that right there at they just left the white cut there at the top. Hey, Sonny. Yeah, same thing. This is only about a 1/16 of an inch. We did see one that was about an 1/8 of an inch, so that's too much. But it is distracting for sure. Look at those ones, that pile there at the top edge of the books, and tell me how distracting it is, because it's on just about every page. That doesn't bother you? Bothers me. Should I put those in the maybe pile? No. Dreamer says they're fine. It bothers me, but I would like to keep those separate though. Okay. Down to our last box here, which is good. Is that the one that was stuck together and... Let me see that one again. Yeah, it's got the line at the top. Yeah, I think just a couple of these ones, like these ones, it's really noticeable. So I would like to put that over there for the moment though. Okay, so last stack of books here. Let's see what our timing is. Yeah, we got about 10 minutes before our first ad break here, so we should be able to get through the rest of these. And then we can go do some other, hopefully some other fun stuff. Perfect. Yeah, so same process. It's the same image size, everything, same export on all my stuff. No problems with the edges, no white. So for something's up with the printing on those book number 2s. Don't know why. A little schmutz right there. Don't know what that is. Maybe from packing. Have to look at that one. See if we can get that off of there. Okay, that one's good. Put that schmutzy one there. Let's see if I can work on that one. Get some chemicals on it, see if I can fix it. New assistant, yeah, I didn't have a chance to put it together for today, so new assistant will be available next week. Don't forget, I will not be here on Monday because that's the last day of school for daughter, and we got a bunch of stuff to run around and do for her that day, so we will not be here for stream. Gets picked up at like 10 o'clock or something like that. At least she would like to be picked up because she doesn't have a second class that day. She has 2 finals, but only one in the morning. The second one is study hall. You don't do finals in study hall. All right, looking good. Also, Alex, you did tell me at one point that you want one of the books that has issues, right? One of the from last time, one of the books that has either tear outs or something like that, right? Yes. Okay. I was thinking about an option for those, doing kind of like, I think it's kintsugi is what they call it. You know how they do like Japanese pottery where if it breaks or cracks, whatever, they fill it with gold and make it whole again, and something like that. I was debating on whether or not to take a bunch of those and seeing if I can hand fix parts of them or put some kind of like inlays or something on them to fill those spaces with something, you know, like artistic and handmade in that way. Would you want something like that, or would you just want ones that are straight damaged? Kind of like a keepsake idea. Would you pay a premium price for... I'm joking. Draw patches over the damaged spots so it's like a textured drawing. Ooh, that's not a bad idea. Okay. I'm going to... It's probably going to be something that we work on stream at some point, because I kind of like that idea of taking the things that were damaged like that and repairing them and reinvigorating, you know, kind of like reprising them in some way and doing some handmade stuff with them. Maybe that will be something special that I could put out for sale as a thing. Might be fun. Yeah, I think the idea would like have a patch pop through one of those or buttons through one of those pieces there. Or, have some fun with it essentially, and like an alt version of a signed book. Yes, exactly. It basically will come down to a handmade art piece, right? Like it will represent the writing, the authorship that I've done, the illustration stuff that I've done, but then an extra layer on top of that, a artistic rebuilding, I don't know, fixing, I don't know, something of that. Yeah, an alt version with a handcrafted piece to it. So. With author's flair, yeah, something like that. Maybe like an artistic flair or something. I don't know. I would have to figure out the wording of what it is, but be little limited editions is what it would be. Good. These are all good, which is nice. I want to see if I can figure out OBS before Tuesday to stream SRL stuff. Do you have a capture card? Oh, author's edition. Yeah, something like that. Maybe like an author's limited edition. Ooh, I think we're onto something. Type that into chat so I can remember it. Or put that in my suggestion, do a suggestion thing for me. Then I'll definitely remember it. That'll get sent to my Discord. The book number 1 was the one we had the most trouble with. We had 40 copies that were beyond damaged. So we've run into 0 so far that are that bad. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 6 of the blue ones that were iffy. They don't bother Dreamer, but would it capture natively as I'm on PC? Yes it is. Yes, it will, because you can just capture any screen.
Guess who's home? Just last day forever.
Yeah, you can do that, Alex. You don't need a capture card for that. No, ads start in 1 minute and 23 seconds. It's coming up. I'll have to pause after this one. I was trying to squeeze in, see if I can get them in before. Because we got 4 left. We'll do those after the break.
Sunny_Ruth just redeemed ad break.
But yeah, you should be able to capture natively on the PC, Alex. Capture window, capture screen. All right, let's head out. Let's go, since we're going to do an ad break here shortly. We'll check on Sora, see what she's up to. I know she's not the featured, technically the featured assistant of the month here, but she is the interim advisor to the assistant of the month. So she's filling into position until I get the full thing set up. So it works. It works. All right, peoples, we got about 10 seconds. So we're going to pause here for the moment. And then when we come back, we'll keep going from there. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Tahoe anime just inbox emoji, suggestion box, inbox emoji.
All right. Welcome back. Thanks for sticking around. Appreciate it. Let's get back over to here. Switch to our other camera. There we go. We got about four books left on this, and then we can swap up and do some other things. Last one. Looks good. Feeling a little bit of glue. A little bit of glue there. That'll come off easy enough. Sweet. That'll do it, I believe. Those are good. That one's empty. That one's empty. That one's empty. We did it. We got through all of them. And we only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably about 6 that were not necessarily questionable, but have a little bit of an error to them with their miscuts. But other than that, Dreamer says they should be good. They bother me a little bit, but that's just me. We'll have to see. I'll have to look at them again and see if I want to do something like discount them or something like that, or I don't know. I feel weird about them. I don't think I need to contact Ingram and have them reprinted per se, because it's only 6 copies. But I definitely don't like that they were miscut and have that white line at the top. It shouldn't be happening. But yeah, much better results this time. Out of 75 copies that we got in that were reprints, maybe 6 of them just had slight miscuts at the top. So that percentage, that failure rate went way down, which is much better. I like that much better. So happy with that. Happy with all those things. Good things. Okay. Next thing up on the docket. Ooh, we'll do this. Let's do. Let's go here. We'll talk about our weekly video that I posted up on Thursday. That's the next big thing that happened this week so far. So for anybody who's following over on social media, I got to go into the news again this week. On Monday, I got an email from the director at the Sierra Arts Foundation. It was something that we had talked about like months and months ago. She'd asked me, be like, hey, if I go into, our local news station, would you come with me and we could talk about the book fest that's coming up on Saturday, and you can be my second on here, so on the news thing. And I was just like, yeah, sure, no problem. So I got the email Monday saying, hey, we're going to be on the news tomorrow morning at 9 in the morning. Are you still available? Can you come in? And I was like, yep, I'm on it. So got all my stuff together, shaved because I was pretty grizzled by that point. Got my new shirt on for Stitch Tales Book 3, and got to go in to do a news interview talking about the Sierra Arts Book Fest that I will be a part of tomorrow, basically all day, for people in the area. So it was cool. Nerve-wracking. I don't think I slept that night at all. Did I sleep at all that night, Dreamer? Dreamer says I did not sleep at all. So, but it's one of those weird things that I got nervous that night before, and in the morning time I was still feeling it, but like when I was driving my daughter to school and then driving over to the news station, then I calmed down, and then sitting in the green room waiting for our turn to go in to do the interview, then I was fine. And then once we got in there, it was super easy. So I don't know what the nerves are about, but yeah, it's weird. Definitely better than the first time. I was way nervous on the first round. I was way less nervous this time. Where is socials? Move that. I don't know why that moved. But yeah, let me start the video here real quick, and we'll talk about some of the other stuff. There I am, as we were waving, doing our thing. They have they shoot a little small like promo that they put up on their social media. So if you want to go check it out, it's over. No, this would have been a story, so it's probably gone by now. That was KOLO 8 Morning Break. But if you want to see the full interview, you can go over to stitched-tales.com. Scroll down to where we have all of my current events. There should be one of the modules that has the link to the video that you can go watch if you want to see me talking about the Sierra Arts and our book fest and everything else like that. So that's an option. But I did our video this week. I just took a bunch of photos from the video itself and put them in here because I wasn't quite sure if I had the copyright ability to run the video. It's always weird because I don't know. I don't want to step on any entity's toes or anything. And I believe this is run by, or it's owned and operated by Fox. So I'm like, I don't really want to play with that fire. So I just took pictures and then did some, animation stuff over top of it, a little comic-y style with our characters here, just for kind of funsies, because I have fun. I love having fun like that. So Buttons and saying, hey, come check this, Patch, come check this out. This is our little segment that we got to do. Look, our author illustrator was on TV. Also, fun fact, looking back at this setup and their little couch there, I am way too tall for that couch. And it kind of is not necessarily painfully obvious, but you can definitely tell, like, my legs are way too long for that couch, and and it's sitting way down too. Yeah, it was funny. It was weird. I can't get away from the tallness. It's just baked in. This is how'd you get in there? So Patch jumped in behind in the scene here. This was just me having fun with these images, telling a little side story here. Multiversal beings here. There's my name, Brendan Floyd. Hey, talking about the last year's Book Fest event over in Sparks. You can't just run off into the photos, and Patch is just all mad. He's just like, why not? You know, little kid stuff. I want to take off and jump in the lake. But like, no, you can't run and jump in the lake. That's not the way this works. We got to have book 1 and book 2 out on display so that they could put it up on, which was super awesome. So I'm hoping people saw it. I'm hoping people saw the art style and saw the books and are going to come visit. I hope that's something that happened, but my little comic, my book's not out yet, so it wasn't on this show. Made him a little sad. Patch. But if you watch the interview, we did get an invite. So the host, Katie Roshenko, asked us to come back when the book number 3 is ready to launch. She asked us to come back on the show, and we'll do a promo for the launch of book number 3. So that was exciting. That was nice of her to do. She didn't have to. I'm sure she's got guests up the wazoo always wanted to be on her show. So that was very kind of her to offer to have me back on the show. So I appreciate that very, very, very much. So that gave me the ability to give some thumbs up. But our director Tia Flores here brought in a bunch of books from our Depot gallery. These are our books from a bunch of the authors that are going to be at the Author Fest. I did go through. I got the map this morning for the layout and where my booth is going to be, and I went through and counted, and we have 32 authors set up to be at this event. Some people, a bunch of authors are sharing a table, so there'll be 2 authors at one table. But yeah, that's a pretty good amount. That's really nice. So it's exciting. It's good to see that it's moving along and progressing and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll see how this year goes, and what type of participation we want to add to the event too at some point. I know I did get asked at some point earlier in the year if I wanted to be on the commission. I was part of the group that was helping planning a bunch of this stuff. And I told them at the time, I was like, no, not at the moment. I've got a bunch of other stuff going on. But I might change that. I might see about helping more, and if I can, and going from there. Especially since daughter is going to be driving hopefully soon here. So that's the hope and the plan. It'll free me up for some more time. So but yeah. I think we have one more slide here. Yeah, our last slide promoting the Book Fest. Just saying thank you for letting us be on the show. Like I said, really good time. It was nice to have Tia there. It made it much easier to not be nervous and stuff like that. And talk about not just my stuff. I think that was the other big thing, was that I can talk about some of my stuff, but I'm really not like great about it. I'm not good about promoting it that way. So to be there to talk about the Book Fest and my experience and stuff like that, I have that information on hand. Like, that's just feelings and vibes and stuff. So I can talk fairly easily about those things. So yeah, no, it was nice. It was good. It was a good little practice to get into the repertoire of it and feeling and stuff like that. But yeah, being on the news is nerve-wracking. No reason why either. So cool. That is our weekly post. That'll be up running in the right hand corner. I've also swapped it up to be on our start screen too. So that means every week there'll be new videos up there to highlight the week and stuff like that. So, which I thought was a better idea than just having my book signing video on the front. So yeah. I'm burnt out a little bit. I don't know if you can tell. It's been a week. Lots of stuff going on. Okay, on to our next thing here. We can get rid of that. Get rid of this the moment. The last thing that I wanted to do today, we've got about 42 minutes left. It was Kidlit Thursday yesterday. So generally when that happens, on our stream, we go through and I show you guys my post for the week or for the month. And then we go through and look at a bunch of other artwork and other creators that have posted stuff and see what they've got going on. Gives me a chance to practice looking at artwork and not necessarily critiquing it, but just appreciating it in a lot of ways and seeing what cool stuff people are working on and things like that. So that's what we're going to do. So this is, let's see, bring this up nice and big. If you were here on is it this Wednesday? If you were here on Wednesday, you got to see me put all of this together. Our little post here, our little corkboard idea with our little pictures. These are some of the stickers that we have made that we're going to have on our business cards coming up here very soon, probably closer to the launch of book number 3. We will have these out in circulation. But these are our handmade little photo stickers. Just a free little thing that we print out and give out on our cards. So simple. It's I didn't realize it was the 5th anniversary for the Kidlit Postcard Days, so they've been doing this for 5 years, which is cool. That I finally found it and got in on it, and that it's slowly becoming a big deal. I think even the main person that started this is like, wow, there was a lot of people that participated this year, which is like, yeah, it's gaining traction, which is good. So little happy 5th anniversary. As mine says, I love getting to explore imagination and play in my illustrations. These two were definitely getting into that realm, right? Because we've got our second character now, where in book number 2, our Buttons, it got to do a little bit of imaginating on his own, right? Like he got to play in the backyard and pretend he was on a treasure hunt. But now that he has a partner in crime, now we can start exploring imagination in a much bigger idea, much bigger place, because we have 2 people to bounce imagination stuff off of, which is fun. So that's exciting. That was my post for the month. Got our little list over here: cat treats, litter, more toys, and book number 3. Those are all checklist items that we need to get done. So just a little fun. All right, let's see. Let's look at Charlene here. She's our main point of contact for the Kidlit Art Postcard Day. It's always great to go look at her stuff and check out her artwork here. She just has fantastic drawings. I love these. I'm 100% sure this is, 100% sure this is digital, all digital here. But so much personality, like you can feel this character, the little light on her hair here, but she's imagining all these characters behind her as she's drawing here. Fantastic. This is great stuff. She always has good artwork. Love it. It's always my favorite part about Kidlit Thursdays, going through and looking at the work. The brush strokes, the lines. It always feels kind of like... The interesting thing about like digital artwork is that you can mix a lot of mediums together, and if you do it right, it feels very flawless. Like it doesn't feel weird. So we've got kind of the sketchiness of kind of like color pencil, crayon, maybe some kind of like Conte sticks. Like that's the type of quality of the line work. But we also have some of this is very like speckled, so it almost has like a spray paint quality kind of because of the consistency. But everything is like the hair, the light on these snakes and stuff like that, so smooth, right? So you definitely know it's digital because it's just so clean in all of those aspects. Nice and sharp lines here. Just really cool stuff. Nice little gradients here and that speckledness going through. Yeah. Really, really cool stuff. I like that one. We'll go ahead and give that one a like. We'll look through some more of these top ones here. Happy 5th birthday, Kidslet. My name is Dennis and I'm a children's book illustrator who loves bold, inky line work and limited palettes. They are repped by Emily Talbot at United Agents UK and Susan Hawk in the US. Oh, you have two. Oh, I did not know that. Is that? I'm going to have to ask my people if that's a thing that you can be repped by 2 different agents in 2 different countries. That would make sense. I didn't know that. See, learn something new every day. Has their website here, which is really cool. Let's check out our alligator here. I always love thick line work. That's always my favorite. Thick black line work. Limited color palette. This is right up my alley. I love this type of artwork. It almost has like a printmaking quality to it. So it almost looks like a block cut in a lot of ways, which is really, really cool. It could probably be turned into a block cut very easily because of the simplicity of it. But a lot of emotion, a lot of feeling here, a lot of movement. Really cool stuff. A lot of design work. These little wavy lines to give us the water feel. Yeah. You don't have to put a lot of details into even like this tube that the alligator's sitting in. You know it's a tube. Like it's got that feel to it. Our little fishes down here. Nice balance. All the little, it's not like super filled in with all of these spaces. Got a little bit of openings, but it still feels relatively balanced. Maybe a little cut here, but it doesn't feel awkward or weird in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, I like that one. I like a Picasso. A Kidlit Postcard Day. This one is inspired by my childhood Irish pen pal and the letters we exchanged for close to a decade. Oh, that's really cool. I love the color palette. This one does. So when you do like lino cuts, and you guys got to see part of this when we were doing our lino cut. Sometimes you have these little leftovers or little ridge points that get picked up sometimes by the printing process. So this definitely has a block cut feel to it. It may be a block cut. It's really super, like there's some super fine details, so I doubt it, but it's super, super tight. But really, really cool. I like this one too. Simple color palette, lots of greens, all in the same color family. Nice and filled out. It's got a little border for it too, so it fits within this format. Just cool stuff. I like it. I like that one too. What a crazy thing to get to look at other people's artwork and just be in awe of it, right? Happy 5th birthday to Kidlit Art Postcard Day. Here's me as a kid stealing Neo points and playing Flash games. Hire me for your next project. I'm great at computers. That's funny. That's cute. This one definitely looks like a watercolor. For sure. I love that there's no definitive line work. So there's no outlines or anything like that. We're just using straight color and blocking to give us the feel. Like we know that that's the old school 90s monitor speakers. Everybody had those back then. The desktop computer underneath the table. I think Dreamer had one like this at her house. Even just a little bit of detail on these chairs. A lot of people had like ornate chairs in their houses. It was a weird thing. Modern desk, all of that stuff. Nice, I like that one. That was a good one. I already liked that. I already saw that one. I like that one. Happy Kidlit Art Postcard Day. I'm always looking for fun book projects, especially if it means drawing cute little fellas plus colorful worlds. Represented by, I don't even know how to say that, at Root Literary. Nice. Very simple. Love this. Little stamp up in the right hand corner. But all of our emphasis is right here on this character. But if you notice, like the patterning and stuff for the background, really cool. Very, I was gonna say hand printed, hand stamped, but that's not the right word. I wonder if this one's done by hand. If this is digital. It's getting harder to tell which ones are and are not digital. A lot of the brushes that you can get for different programs, whether it be Photoshop, Illustrator, or even any of the ones on the iPad, Freehand was a program that I used. I always forget the one that my daughter uses. Anyways, tons and tons of options in there. I would assume this is probably too hard to tell. This definitely has the quality of like Conte here, because it's so filled in. Like it. That's the thing about the oily like Conte crayons or anything like that, is that they are, they fill in over top of stuff. They don't. You can't see through them. Like the pencil here, you can see where one stroke comes down, and as it overlaps, then you get the two different darker tone colors, kind of like a pen or a marker does. When you overlap them, then it doubles up the amount of ink on the spot. So this, you don't have that. You just have the colors just over top of each other with no kind of blending going through. So yeah, this feels like some type of, like I said, Conte crayon of some sort or something like that. Could be digital, not sure. That's a cool one. Gina Perry, we've talked about her before. Cheers to 5 years of Kidlit Art Postcard Day. I'm Gina Perry, creator of this event. Oh, this is our creator. Creator of this event and an author illustrator of picture books. Kid me spent hours in my backyard looking for dragons and playing with toy cars. Repped by Sean McCarthy, and looking for new book projects soon. Ooh, there you go. If you are a author looking for an illustrator, Gina might be available very soon, so something to check out. Really nice. Definitely get the feel of what she talked about, playing in the backyard with the cars. I was always looking, when I was a kid, I was always looking for those hideaway spots. We had like overgrown trees or bushes or things like that, looking for one little spot where it didn't grow in, and there's a little like cave or hidden spot that you could like go and hide in, or build a little fort inside of in some ways. That was what I was always looking for in those type of situations. But this is really cool. I don't know if I was going to find dragons anywhere, but little strawberries on here. Really cool stuff. Lots of details in this work. You can identify the plants and the flowers and stuff in these illustrations for sure. You know what they are. And if you don't know what they are, you could look them up and you could probably get pretty dang close. I know in my stuff, mine is kind of abstract still a little bit. It's not very specific yet, but that has to do with how my story is progressing. And if you look at like book number 1, it's very generic, very like big open spaces, big open pages, things like that. Book number 2, it comes a little bit tighter. Like you get to see a little bit more detail in the outside world because our character finally gets to meet the bigger, broader world. So his vision is opened up a little bit better. And then by the time we get to book number 3, we're starting to see finer details starting to pop up in places, and things like the inside of the house starts to have a little bit more presence, has a little bit more showing up in the backgrounds, pictures on walls, stuff like that was absent from the first 2 books. Like observable things that you see in your world start to pop up. So mine's a slow progression to build that for the characters. So just kind of depends on how you structure your story and put your things together. I like that one. Did you ever destroy something with your art you wish you hadn't? Happy Kid Lit Art Postcard Day. I am repped by Jen Lauren. With, I don't know any of those. I'm always looking for my next book to work on. Mark Hoffman. Oh no, she's painting the tiger. Might not be a good idea. I mean, the tiger's okay with it. That seems legit. Definitely happy with coloring in the tiger. This is just fun. Sometimes, and this is one of the things that I'll be talking about at my illustration talk that I'll be doing in November, is looking at the different elements. And if you're designing a page or designing a scene and you're looking at the action that's happening in the scene, so the most important thing here is that the tiger is being painted and the little girl here being just like super happy with that idea, right? We've got a little bit of paint buckets here, but there's no background, there's no placement, there's no like baseboard or windows or anything like that. We don't know if this is inside or outside. It doesn't really matter, right? Because the main focus is the stuff right here in the middle. This is what's progressing our story and what we want to focus on. So did a really good job of making sure this was dead center here with our connecting pieces. We've got a little bit of space understanding here because this bucket is really close to us and these buckets are smaller, a little bit farther away. Cool little placement. And then this open air over the top here. Really, really cool. I like that one. Positivity. Try to get some positivity. All right. Happy Pride and Kid Lit Art Postcard Day. I'm Clay Adma. I publish illustrator of Kid Lit Art. Since the theme is yourself as a kid, I didn't know there was a theme. There's a theme? Huh. I do not remember seeing that. I'm gonna have to look and see. Did Gina say that there was a theme? Oh, I'm probably gonna get buried in that one. We're not gonna worry about that then. I did not know there was a theme, if there was a theme. Since the theme is yourself as a kid and it's pride, y'all, I drew myself growing into the joyful human I am today. Very nice. Let's check this out. Didn't talk about who they were repped by or anything like that. So much going on here. Wow. Different format than we've seen on the other, a lot of vertical formats with everybody else. This one's a horizontal format this time. Nice progression across, so you know with this line straight across the middle that your eye is supposed to follow from left to right. Got that. We've got lots of details in here, drawings, progression, artwork working through here. You get the timeline, you get the move through all of this stuff, which is really cool. We've got some foreground elements going on right here, helping to give some more information about some things, and then some background elements as kind of the whimsy and the magic of the stuff happening. Very cool. Love the quality, love the transition here from the color from this dark kind of across the magic, and gets nice and lighter as we move down through the page. Even though we have some darker elements in here, it frames everything really, really nice. I think that's the main thing. But yeah, I think I'm gonna say this is digital again. I would say like 90% of most of these are probably all digital. Unless it says like hand-drawn or something like that, I would assume the quality is some type of digital. Very similar to a lot of the other artists and stuff that we've seen using similar type of brushes and stuff like that. Just a lot thinner line strokes on a lot of this stuff. It really depends. Some thicker, some people use thicker lines, some people use thinner lines, but you can definitely see these are nice and thin, tight, even though they still have that kind of rough, sketchy style to them. But it still works. I like the choices for the colors. Instead of doing like black lines and everything, the clothing, if it's got blue in it, then the outline is in the blue. If it's skin color, then it has a darker hue of that skin color to kind of highlight those things. Same with the hair. Really cool stuff. A lot of decisions that people make with their art, and making sure that things are like consistent and make sense across their piece that they're working on. So really cool stuff here. Included a little photo down here in 1995. Good stuff. A lot of hard work went into that one. That one probably took quite a few hours to put together. That's by no means a throwaway piece in any way. Wow, 5 years of Kidlit art postcard. I'm Kat, a Kidlit illustrator. This You as a Kid illustration is based on a true birthday party story. Available for cover art portfolio. They're repped by T2 Agency. Very interesting. Yeah, I totally missed the theme. I did not know there was a theme. I think my art still fits in that theme, but I did not know that there was a theme. I need to pay attention to that more. Let's check out this one. Yeah, a little bit more horizontal on this. Not as much as the last one, but this is interesting because we've got this circle here in the middle where the color is different, and everything else outside of that is some shade of purple. So we're using color to create a focal point here in the middle. For this girl who's obviously not very happy that this boy is trying to take whatever this is from her. But you can see we've got some very simple basic details. We've got some really cool patterning going on through here. These are like little dots. We've got little plus marks in the back for that patterning. A lot of textures in this one. I would consider those like texturized illustrations there. We've got baseboard in the back, little framing around our window, so very conscious of those type of details here. It's got some cool patterning on her shirt here. Very nice. Gotta love the cargo pants, cargo shorts, whatever one these are. Power to you on that one. I love my old cargo pants / shorts. Good stuff. Yeah, I like this one. Very simple. A lot of basic shapes. This sharp cut right here, even though there's a circle, kind of balances out. So our boy here is in this same cut shape, right? So a lot of the stuff that they teach you like in art school is trying to, if you're trying to balance out your illustrations, your photos, your artwork, whatever it is, that if you have a shape like this angle of this kid, and you want to balance it out even though you don't have something on the other side, make a shape or something of similar-esque whatever, and that will help balance those two things out. So you can definitely see his posture is in that same shape as this shadow in the background here. So we're getting our balance from that type of thing. So really cool. Whether or not that was intentional or not, it is coming across as that. You're definitely picking up on it. At least I did, for sure. But cool stuff here. I like it. I like the shadows and everything. All right. What do we got for time here? We got about 17 minutes. Oh, this is a good one. I'm always a sucker for the animal ones too. Happy 5 years. Kidlit Art Postcard Day featuring the first dog I ever knew, my family's golden retriever, Nikki. If you think I love dogs and cats today, I was even more obsessed as a kid. This is great. If you've ever been around a golden retriever, this is just about every experience I've ever had with a golden retriever, whether my family had one or whatever. They just are these aloof creatures that lay on the floor, and you can just do, if you want to lay on them, bunch them up into a ball, you know, braid their hair, whatever you want to do, they're just there and along for the ride. It's just, that's it. They're just happy to exist. Really cool stuff here. Like the quality of the line, nice shadows for like the bottom of the paws. Definitely, like you get the feel for this. There's a little bit of like, you get the feeling of the actual anatomy of the animal, but it's the line work of it is so free flowing and stuff like that. It just has a great quality to it. It's really cool. Really like this. The hair, so much detail and work in that hair. Really nice. Oh, I like the pattern on her shirt too. That's cool. Definitely aloof. That dog is definitely aloof. That's a good doggo. All right. Next up on the docket, celebrating 5 years of Kidlit Art Postcard. With the theme of you as a kid. Yeah, like I totally missed on this theme. Don't worry, I managed to somersault over the mailbox, although I did mangle a fingernail. I'm Brian, prepped by Caitlin at Bradford Lit Fest. Cool, don't know that one. You can see what I'm up to at his website. Brian Kirby. Yeah, I've had a similar experience in my lifetime. I was young. It was me and my brother were riding to our general store. We had a little store near our house, and we were riding down a hill, and I ate shit, like badly. And flying over like the mailbox, that's definitely going to do some stuff, but I did not do that. There's a bunch of sand in the road, so I lost traction, and the bike went down, right? It just slipped and went down. So I put my hands down. I could get both hands down to keep myself from hitting my head and smashing against the ground, but I was still moving when I did that, and I just was on my fingertips during that slide before I stopped. And when I got up from that, I had a little bit of scrapes and stuff on my knees and stuff like that, but I got up, I had ground down my fingertips, and for like an entire summer, maybe even part of a whole half of a year, I had no fingerprints for that time. So like if I wanted to create, commit a crime at 9 years old. I could have done that, however old I was, because I had no fingerprints. They were all melted off and burned off at that time, ground down. But yeah, that was a fun experience. Did not enjoy that or whatever. I think my brother was with me, and I was out of it. I was emotional. Because my fingers had been ground. I was bleeding and everything else like that. But it was fun times. Hey, Sage. We got a raid from Sage here. Hello, my friend. Welcome in. Thank you for bringing your peoples over here. How goes the day? Hopefully you're in here. Hopefully you made the transition over. But yeah, that's my story about falling basically like this and then not having fingerprints for an entire half of a year. Afternoon, Tahoe. Wonderful to see you. Thank you, Sage. Yeah, I was excited to see that you were on streaming this afternoon. This morning? Morning. It's not afternoon yet. It's probably afternoon for you. It's morning for me still. Yeah, that's a good one. What were you working on today over on your stream? More bookbinding? Working on your setup? I didn't get a chance to see, unfortunately. We did a little bit of book stuff this morning. We had a month ago, we got our big order in of author copies, and we had a bunch of errors in them. So this week we got our reprints of those. So we spent some time at the beginning of stream going through and checking every single book that we got in and making sure they were all in good condition so that we can sell them before our big event tomorrow. So EDC pocket notebook, but then ended up being an equipment repair stream, fixed a thing and saved moolah. Nice. Always good to fix things and save moolah. That is my big claim to fame here at the house. People break things, they're like, Dad, fix it for me. I'm like, okay, I can do that. So yeah, that's what we did this morning. We were looking at going through our inventory of books that we got shipped in here. And then we looked through my weekly video post, which is rolling over in the right-hand corner there, talking about being on the news again. And this time for good reasons. I'm joking. There were no bad reasons last time. But anyways. And then now we are going through, there's a special event that happens at the beginning of each month over on Blue Sky, which is called Kidlit Art Postcard Day. And it's a hashtag that people can use that they can not necessarily promote themselves, but they can show off a piece of work, or if there's a theme, which I didn't know there was a theme, they can show off their artistic skills and whether or not they're open for inquiries or who they're represented by or how to get in contact with them. So I try to take one of the streams and look through a bunch of them and stuff like that. I do my submission as well during this point, but yeah, going through and looking at different people's artwork and their styles and seeing what's available and kind of helping promote the idea of this as a resource. So if you are an author and not an illustrator and you are looking for an illustrator, there are a lot of people here that you can contact and ask them, like, hey, would you be interested in doing illustrations for my book? Or look through their portfolios or their websites. Trying to find one. Always looking for my next book to work on. So, just helping people find resources and talking about cool art and stuff like that that's out there and available. So, cool stuff. yeah, I'm trying my best to figure out fun stuff like that. You know what I mean? Breaks up some of my process too, because then I get to look at other people's work, and it helps put more ideas into my head about things that I would like to do and stuff like that. So it's never wrong to have resources and availability of looking at other people's work. So it's a good thing. Follow a bunch of creators online and stuff like this. These hashtags are really nice to have to be able to connect with other creators. Yeah. So we've got Christopher Thornock up here on our screen here. This one, I don't know if this one is, I think this one's done by hand. I don't think this one is digital. And I think this is probably color pencil. It has a color pencil feel. It's very light. Like, we were very, this is not very heavy handed. This is very light work that has been done on this. Then we've got our little separation here. We got our top panel and our bottom panel. We've got our birds and our leaves here. We've got actually a third panel technically with a oval in the middle. Kind of an old school style, kind of like old bookend styles that way. Hey, Vern. Vern is lurking. Thanks for dropping by. But yeah, I can definitely see some some lines in here and stuff like that. So I think this is hand drawn. This doesn't give me the impression of being digital in any way. You can definitely see, like, not necessarily errors, but you can see over, like, when you draw with pencil, color pencil, or anything like that, inadvertently you stick your hand through it. So you're always going to get a little bit of, not necessarily smudging, but blending / transfer from that medium onto you and then into another area. So you can kind of feel, digital doesn't do this very well. So that's why it's giving me an indication this is probably hand drawn. It definitely has that feel, and then the words are put on afterwards. But I love this nice and sketchy style, filling in all of this. Gives us a nice quality, a little bit of depth here. Not a lot, but especially since it's so light, but you can definitely feel the presence of this being a house and this table and the artwork that's being done on here by this little kid. So yeah, good stuff. I like a Picasso. All right, what time is it? I think Dreamer, you're gonna go get daughter, right? Okay, cool. Dreamer's gonna go pick up daughter, so we're actually gonna roll up the stream here after our break here shortly, because today was going to be a shorter day due to daughter getting out of school early, because it's technically, it's not the last day of school, it's the second to last day of school. The kids had what they call a contingency day because they had enough snow days that they actually had to add a day. So she actually has to go back on Monday for one more final. So technically today should be her last day, but it's not. But they only have half days on finals days, so yeah. So we'll probably do a couple more of these. Maybe we'll do like a little bit of more of a speed run instead of stopping and looking at every single one. Kind of go through a bunch of them. I like this one. This one's kind of cool. A little dog in the picture. Mischievous adult there. I like that. It's a little worm. Oh, he's got a bow tie on. I like the bow tie worm. That's pretty cool. I like that one. But yeah, if you're an artist, illustrator, or author looking for somebody to work with for illustrations, definitely a resource. Like, even for me, like I do my own illustrations, but I love looking at other people's stuff and seeing what people are working on, what mediums they're working in. Like these are the most popular ones, and so you can definitely see which styles people are gravitating towards in here. So like it's a great resource, even if you are not like hiring any of these people, but just to look at and see what's going on in the industry and what people are interested in. Bye. See you in a little bit. And if you are looking for an illustrator, you never know. You can find somebody in here that might be willing to work on your project. So always good things. Got some superheroes down here at the beach. Very nicely done. Oh, that's a cool one. Nice little perspective on this one with looking over the adult's shoulder here. Obviously some information or wisdom is being passed on to this little one right here. So that's a cool one. I like that one. I'm Erica, and here's a memory of myself receiving a jade pendant of a monkey, my Chinese zodiac animal, for safeguarding and luck. It's a good one. A lot of stuff is based on your experiences in life. I know in my illustrations I pull stuff from current life and old stories, experiences and stuff like that too. That's kind of where the Stitched Tales half true stories woven together idea came from, was that these were not like new stories that I was coming up with. These were things that had happened or things that were part of my life and things that were being woven together with stories and stuff like that, like turning them into tales. Cool stuff. Kind of already had, oh yeah, it's got the little cutout here. This looks like a product, some type of toy product. Cool stuff. Ooh, this one has like Studio Ghibli feel for the face. Very similar. Ooh, I like this one. This one's cool. All right, we got about Great to see you and touch base. Well, thank you, Sage. I appreciate you bringing in and rating with your peoples. I do appreciate that. That's good to see. I'm hoping to go by and see your stream if you're doing another one, and saying hi and see what you're working on. So I would have done it today, but today is a little bit of a crunched day, so didn't get much of a chance on that one. Okay, we got about 10 seconds. Let's check on our assistant outside, our interim assistant, while we're busy getting our next assistant set up here. She's outside chilling, but we'll take a 3-minute break and then we'll come back and we'll wrap up our show. All right. Welcome back to the stream here. Thank you for sticking around for those 3 minutes ads. You guys did not miss anything. I like to pause during those, get something to drink, walk around for a second, maybe do a little exercises, and then come back and then keep going. So generally the idea here. So I thought I would end today on my Kidlit Postcard Day submission here. This is the one we worked on Wednesday. I've talked about it a little bit already, but thought I would leave it off here for y'all as we close up the stream and get ready to end our day here. Sage, do you have anybody that we could send this raiding party over to? Somebody that you would want to send this party? This is your baby. You brought the peoples. So if you have somebody that would be great to send this over to, I would be happy to share that with them. I would love to do that. I do not have too many people on at the moment, so most of them are just Destiny streamers. Go figure. Yeah, I've got Dado on. I've got Bob Ross, and Bob Ross does not accept raids, so can't do that one. I would love to raid Bob Ross's channel. That would be so much fun, but it doesn't allow it. But yeah, if you have anybody in mind, or if you know of anybody that would be perfect, who's on at the moment. If not, we'll just roll up our stream for the afternoon here. Today was a little bit shorter day because of, like I said, the stuff that we've got going on today. The end of school. So, I'll start doing some of the wrap up stuff here in the meantime. Monday, we will not be here for our normal stream. That is an even shorter day for my daughter. I think I already talked about that a little bit. Since they already have a half day, but she only has one class that day, so that's like a 10 a.m. pickup. It's a 7 a.m. drop off, 10 a.m. pickup, so right during our streaming time. So unfortunately, I will have to cancel or will not be on Monday for a stream. But I will be back on Wednesday for episode 155. And then on Friday, we will be doing episode 156, which will be technically a 1 full year's rotation of doing 3 streams a week for 1 full year. So a little accomplishment, a little proud of myself for being consistent and getting all the way there, doing 156 episodes here. It is that annual time to go through and reassess and look at all the things and see whether or not what changes we want to make to the channel, what updates we want to do to all the things, and see where we go from here. So that is the idea and plan. It really depends. So I got a couple things in the back of my head that I would like to do, but I've been so busy with prep work for our in-person event coming up tomorrow. So if you are anywhere in the area of the Reno, Tahoe, Carson City, Sparks, Nevada area, and you would like to come see 30 plus local authors at a event here in the area, please come by. We've got the Sierra Arts Book Fest happening tomorrow from, I think it's 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. On Victorian Avenue, downtown Sparks. We'll be set up selling books, there's all kinds of stuff that's going to be there. And it'll be a fun event. It'll be a good time. You can come by and see me, come by and say hi, if you'd like, if you live in the area. If not, that's okay too. But yeah, that's what's going on. We've got that. that's been like the main thing that's been tying me down. And then Sunday we actually have a graduation party for my son because he is graduating from high school. So like lots of prep work has been going into some of that stuff. There is a project that I've been working on with our good friend Sage here that I am trying to get the last little bits done on, trying to build some credits for it, trying to decide how I'm going to do that and find time for it. So I was hoping that I could get a little further with it and then maybe debut it on next Friday. We'll see what happens with that. I would love, if Sage is still in here, I would love to have you on at some point in the stream and we can talk about a bunch of that stuff. I think that would be really fun. If y'all would enjoy that, I think that would be thing. Please bug Sage about it. Let him know that I would love to have him on. It doesn't even have to be next week. We can do it any other time. That would be fine. But yeah, I think it'd be cool to get another creator on and talk to them about stuff and have some conversations here on the stream. So I think that'd be fun. But with that being said, we are at the end of their stream. Hey, Dreamer, thank you for petting the assistant. Thank you for that. With that, I'm going to call it a day. I don't have anybody else to pass along the wonderful raid that Sage brought us today, so unfortunately I don't have anybody to pass this off to. So we're just going to close up shop. I'm going to say thank you to all the people that came in here. Thank you to Dreamer. Thank you to Sunny. Thank you to Inverness. Thank you to Alex. Thank you to B-Shack for being in here. We also have a couple other people. Thank you to Sage for bringing in that raid. Appreciate that. Tow Truck, who's in here, and I think that's, I don't even know how to, Mikla Tally. I'm looking at the viewer list. I'm assuming these are people that came over from Sage's stream, but yeah, thank you all for coming over and hanging out for a few minutes. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all next Wednesday for more progress, more stream. We'll have an update on how the event went on Saturday. And we'll keep going. We'll keep working on our illustrations and publishing. And hopefully very soon, probably after July when book number 3 releases, we will start to work on book number 4. Start moving on to that. So stick around for that. But in the meantime, have yourself a wonderful weekend. If you get a chance, go visit one of your local independent bookstores. Tell them go in, tell them hi, and maybe buy a book from them. They would really appreciate it. There's my plug. I'm just doing it just for shits and giggles. All right, everybody. I'm out of here. Have a good weekend. Bye.